Hello, hello, hello everybody. How are we all doing today? I hope we're doing fantabulously. I'm gonna start off, oddly enough, by addressing something from tomorrow's video. So the video hasn't even gone out yet and I want to address something. There's gonna be a bug you see that was, for some reason, a corrupted game file that wouldn't re-download through Steam. It was that I was getting a Lua call stack error from the Bales because they wouldn't load in, the round Bales, and I've solved that since. Solved that last night by re-downloading the game. So that's all done and dusted. We're going to start off by doing some round Bales. You can see that, yeah, we're not going particularly fast, 7 kilometers an hour. In fact, this tractor's probably overkill using the fast track. However, what I can do is load this up to 100%. Or as close as I can get. Hello Bulletbill. Hello EJ. Hello Tommy. Hello Hayden. Hello Happy TNT Gamer. Hello to Sweden. Ah, we're at 100%. Just gonna kind of straighten off here and get lined up for the there we go. And unload the bale. I don't need to worry too much about where the bales are getting unloaded because they do tend to settle down and not just roll off in a random direction. Hello Blaster Gaming, Simulator Gaming. How am I today? I'm good. Finally using the wheel again. I've been using it for a few days. More realistic kind of makes me want to use the wheel. Because I can play about with it. What you can't see is I'm tweaking it from side to side. But it really just does make me want to use the wheel again. So here's going to be the true test of the bale physics and more realistic. If the tractor wants to stop. So if I plop this bale out, it is on a hill, so in game it would roll. And more realistic. Just stops. That's why I use this mod. Hang on, I need to rejig where my pedals are. There we go. It's a bit more comfortable. More realistic, it just stops the bales. You plop a bale out and it stops where you put it. So much more realistic than Farm Sim. Hello James Shoal. Hello Grassy. Let's get this one around here. It's that full so we can just reverse the baler back a bit. And again, bale comes out and immediately kind of settles. Especially grass bales, because they tend to be... Because the grass is so wet, they tend to not clump up as much as you would think. One other thing that I need to point out is that the bales aren't 4,000 litres, as you would expect. You know, you're so used to seeing the 4,000 litre bales no matter what in Farm Sim, but no, grass bales are nowhere near that. Grass bales contain a lot less material. So the grass bale, you're looking at something like 2,000 litres. Are you guys seeing the fast track kind of... That was really odd. The fast track was kind of jumping there. Okay, so the bales do still roll if you bump them, but if you stop them up, they tend to behave. I don't really have a mod list, TNT. What was the final bale count with Pedro? For the straw, it was 1,468. Or 1,467. One of the two. They did grass bales last night and it ended up with about 2,000. On the same field. So, Field 7 on the horse map. Really good if you want a lot of bales. Basically gives you enough bales to never need to worry about bales ever again. So we're just gonna keep baling here. Keep on keeping on. I do want to move these bales very soon. I need to wrap them as well. Of course, these being grass bales, they need to be wrapped to turn into silage. Otherwise, they're completely useless. So that's going to be a job I need to do. Yeah, the mod list is hilariously outdated. Some mods I've deleted since, some mods I've added on. More realistic is not on the mod list, because I'm guessing that's what you're looking for. That's on FSUK. There is a forum section for more realistic on FSUK, and it is so very good. It is one of these mods that I strongly suggest everybody gets, just because it's such a game changer. Hello, Drum Lover. How am I today? I'm doing good. Hello, Tyler. Like, we're baling and we're using 30 liters of fuel per hour, and we're going slowly because otherwise the grass would clog up the baler. Okay, so the bales aren't all that different. That's a bit of a shame, because grass bales used to be a case of they would kind of settle, so he hasn't tweaked the bales. Hello, Brian, CDE. Farmer Hen as well. How am I? I am good today. Enjoying my Tuesday. Perhaps the people who are unsubscribing because they're seeing me stream and forgot they were subscribed to me and didn't want to be subscribed to me anymore. Been losing subs the last couple of days. I want to try and change that. And so far it's not changing. Welcome back, Richard Keaton. When you clicked on the stream, you didn't know I'd be doing Bales. With a title like Bales, and other things, I think you could fairly assume that I'd be doing Bales, Mark. Just putting that out there. A title like Bales, and other things, you kind of assume there's going to be some Bales. You had a parent-teacher meeting today. Oh dear, Tommy. I wonder, is YouTube doing a purge? Because I've been losing subscribers fairly consistently. Which is a bit of a shame, because I was hoping to hit 7,000 before the end of the month. The most useful thing on the farm? Bales? Absolutely. Let's get a like and sub spike going. Hello, Richard Western Trailer fan. You'd be glad to know that I, in theory, have a Richard Western Trailer in MR spec. Well, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Vase the Massey from Platinum on the Vader. I would if it was MR. It's just not MR spec at the moment. I want to do some spraying as well today. I want to do some seeding and spraying once we got this done. Because I want to see how quickly the fertilizer gets used up. Braden Andres, thank you very much for subscribing. And Jared, thank you very much for subscribing as well. And then unsubscribing. At least one of you did. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. What do I want in FS19? Orchard farming. I'm gonna copy Landy and just say orchard farming. I'd like to see new styles of farming coming into the game. We were talking last night on TeamSpeak and we were saying, like, it's all well and good the Giants add more crops. There's some that I think they should add just straight up as soon as possible, like oats. I think it's a bit of a shame that a very European game with so many British maps is missing oats. It's something that I would expect to see in a British or Irish map, and it's a bit of a shame it's not there. Also, like clover and what was the other one? Clover and alfalfa, they can be done with the in-game equipment already. They might as well get thrown into the game. Same with oats, it can be done with the in-game equipment. And then in terms of like new stuff, orchard farming, vineyards would be really nice. So you could sell off the grapes to a grape buyer. Which I think they might bring class in. I heard that rumor. I don't know how true it is because of Gatlin Crops. And since that rumor came about, you know, Horsch signed an exclusive deal with Giants, so Master Brain Bites might have signed an exclusive deal with Class as a kind of retaliation, which I wouldn't be too surprised about. You want hedge cutting in? The thing is Giants maps never have hedges, and there's a reason behind that in its optimization.
Hello, Dave. Dave.
Daniel Silva, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. How am I? I'm good. I've got my cup of coffee in my I'm a corporate chill mug. Which, by the way, you can buy on Spreadshirt at spreadshirt.com/RainbowDave. Or shop.spreadshirt.ie/RainbowDave is the official link for Euro people. And I gotta say, the quality of these mugs, really good. I've got a cup of tea set beside me as well, and in my I'm totally a corporate chill travel mug. Feel free to buy some merch. The prices I can't do anything about. That's literally as low as they go. Have I ever had a mocha? No. I like cappuccinos too much. It's my morning coffee of choice, and I'm gonna stick with it. Can we get a close-up of the shameless mug? There we go. Close-up of the shameless mug if it wants to. There we go. Completely ceramic, made in, I think, USA. Oh no, China. So you know it's quality. But it is actually a really good mug. It's ceramic. I was kind of fearing it'd be plastic. They're too much money. That's, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, annoyingly. I do feel like the prices are a bit high, but the quality does actually match the price, I think. Especially with the travel mug, which, granted, it is quite expensive, but it's stainless steel. You would expect to be paying around that much for a stainless steel travel mug. Playing MR? Absolutely. It is, it's gonna be how I play the game from here on out, I think, because I just like the way the physics feel. It's a mod that, by and large, you don't see, but you feel. And it feels so much better. Hello, Jag. Might get one for Christmas, might ask Santa. I still want to find out. Somebody bought a RainbowDave premium hoodie, which I've looked at the price that they paid, and holy crap, I want to find out who did that. Because they... Yeah, I want to thank that person. I'm the best. You're new. Have I got Platinum Edition? Yes. In fact, over in Field 3, I'll bring you guys over there in a few minutes. Because we do need to get the bale wrapper. Over in Field 3, we actually have some sugarcane planted, thanks to the wondrous Bulletbill, which, if you've updated the update, I haven't downloaded it yet, by the way. Wouldn't it slow you down a bit using it 24/7? Yeah, but that's kind of the point. It's more realistic. I like the... as much as I rip on people who do all realism all the time, I like the realism more realistic brings. I like the fact that it just feels... It feels like you're driving a tractor. And it sounds like it too. I mean, you can hear... I don't know if you can, but I can hear the turbos and different things kind of acting up and reacting to what I'm doing. And it just... kind of, do I have traffic on? I do. Is it easy being a YouTuber? Nope. Everybody hates you no matter what. Yeah, once you, like Bulletbill said, once you use it, you'll feel the difference, and it's impossible to go back. It's why I'm avoiding using non-MR stuff as much as possible. Hello, Pedri. Pedri. I've read the comment above me. Is laundry streaming today? That's a new. I'm gonna tell him you called him that. Yeah, the XML databank mod is a must-have if you've got MR, because that's where you can MRify your mods. And then faff about and try and figure out why it's not working. And then realize that you've got the wrong version of the mod downloaded. Petty Opal, thank you very much for subscribing and welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Normally, like, I love the fact that I'm the person who rips on the realism crowd. And I know that I am, because I'm usually, you know, I'm usually hilariously unrealistic. But MR does really appeal to me, because it gives me opportunities to do new silly things in new ways. Does MR only work with base game stuff? See that Baler there, the Massey? That's MR. See that John Deere there? That's MR. You gotta download the XML database mod for it to work. I'll actually use the John Deere. Landy was using it last night, I saw. Matthew. Where's the bale wrapper? I need to buy it. Baling technology. Z586. Buy that. I'm refueling the tractor by mistake. There we go. Totally not at all awkward when I'm on the ground. Let's also turn down the runs. Oh, that's why I was zipping around. Let's get this on. We got a lovely John Deere 7810 in MR spec. Oh, the databank file is updated regularly? Ah! I must therefore check for updates. I'm guessing that's how he's gonna update the DLC. Richard Western, you can get around the blacklist if you've got a legitimate question. It's usually just for the is it coming to console questions that I kind of have the blacklist, or you know, when I'm looking at mods that aren't quite out yet, or are clearly blatantly scripts. By the way, that field is all sugarcane. But I do a tutorial on how to download MR and how to make things MR spec. I don't need to, because Flatlander 84 already has. I think the number is 84. Flatlander already has. He's on YouTube as The Sim Station. Check his channel out. He's got a video on MR telling you all that you need to know, which I still need to watch. But when the update's out, I can tell you without you even asking Bulletbill. It's myself and Landy are testing it. This is the update that I'm playing on, so I don't have me non-collidable telephone poles, which is gonna be fun. Are you still considering changing the whoops? Well, realism. Are you still making that change that you were talking about yesterday with the sandstone? What do I do when I'm not recording? Depends on how I feel, or what I feel like doing. I'm usually on TeamSpeak. And yes, it is, Richard, don't worry. Honestly, I think the main part of the update is putting sugarcane on so that people stop harassing Bill. Yeah, I saw that. It looks a lot more believable than the Giants textures, which magically change the soil color every time you do something. Hello, Philip. I meant to actually say that to you. Like, Giants textures are good. I'm not gonna knock the Giants textures. It's the color scheme that they have is a bit kind of, why is this suddenly changing color when I do something to it? What'd you miss? Not a whole lot, Jack. We just did some silage baling. Now we're going to be wrapping up the bales. We're driving at a realistic speed for a John Deere, 32-ish kilometers an hour. Am I using a wheel today? Yes. What time's the stream ending? At 7 PM GMT. More coffee is needed. I'm out of coffee. Mug swap time. That mug can go there. That mug can go there. Yes, I do already have the cup of tea that I want made, because it's in a travel mug and it keeps it warm for... The longest test I've had was 2.5 hours of warmth. I think any longer than 3.5 and it kind of gets a bit cold. Got this game! Shameless plug. Yes, once again, it is absolutely shameless with my logo on it. But it's stainless steel, so I actually like. This is MRY's the John Deere not on fire. Hello, Mike. No, I need to go into the field. Dave's out of coffee. I've got tea, Rob. Don't worry. So when Landy's out of coffee, you need to get worried. Hello, Jack Han. I've got a cup of tea sat beside me as well. One thing that I don't know if you can hear, so I'm going to actually just pause the music. The sounds on this John Deere are fantastic. This is the one from ModHoster. Although I downloaded it from elsewhere because I hate uploaded links. It just sounds fantastic. It sounds like a John Deere. It's a shameless mug plug. Like if I just, because I don't have any way of mixing the sound correctly, if I turn that up to 100, no 100 and then turn that up to 30. How good does this sound? What other games do I play throughout the day? I've been playing a lot of Kerbal Space Program recently. I've downgraded my game install to version 1.2.2 and I've been playing with the Realism Overhaul mod. And that is fantastic. Why am I being realistic for once? Because MR. It sounds like a tractor, like, and that's the joy of a good mod. It makes things believable. Like there's supposed to be rattles, there's supposed to be crackles in the sounds of tractors. It's not supposed to be wee. MR has transformed. It did the exact same thing in FS13. Because I was, before MR, just using the biggest equipment, I was the person with the 50-meter cultivators and the 100-meter combine headers. MR just makes me happy. It makes me want to play realistically. It also made me break the game yesterday, but that's a separate thing, and you'll see that in tomorrow's video, where I realised that I've somehow managed to break the Bales. Except, I thought MR had a bug. Turns out it was the Bales that managed to uninstall themselves. Giants, I think, need to... I think it would stand to Giants if they incorporated bits of MR. I know they did for FS15. I think there's more bits that need to be incorporated. Like Gearbox Wine, like just better sounds in general. And maybe... I don't know if Giants will ever want to do this because it might be a bit too realistic for them. Maybe even consider having equipment slow down when it's working, and like having equipment slow the tractor down to a point where it's maybe, if you're using something way too powerful, just like it's not gonna run. Dural made MR, and he is the undisputed lord of realism in Farm Sim. Dagoen does his realistic videos, sure, but Dural is the undisputed king of realistic Farm Sim. I'd like him to fix the bales. Yeah, the bales being fixed to be nice. Are the bales heavier when picking them up? Absolutely pizza. Oh boy. Yeah, the bales are a lot heavier. They're actually, you know, realistic weights. So when I'm loading up the trailer, which I actually need to get rid of the hay bales that are on there at the moment. When I'm loading up the trailer, I will need to be using a weight. Also, I need to get a different bale trailer because the one that I have is dolly and I don't like it. Realism is key. Before somebody thinks I'm, you know, ripping on Dago, and I'm not. He plays the game how he wants to play the game, or how his subscribers do at this point. It's, as my tablet died. No, don't do that! Dang it! No, stop! No, don't do that. Go back to where you were. That was perfect the way that you were. Just don't turn off the screen like that again. I have it like that, then I can kind of see what's going on. Now don't play the stream. That is... I'm having an argument with the tablet. I don't like dollies because I can't reverse them. That is true. I don't know if I even want an autoloader. Oh, I need to refresh the page. I'm quite happy loading Bales in MR. Like, I like the way the Bale physics are with more realistic, even with game extension and the creator tools installed. It's just a case of I need to get one that's not dollied, and I think one of Brian's trailers is up there. One of the brown Bale trailers, I want to say, on the database, and that'll be perfect for me. Why are you not working? Do what I'm telling you to do. Having trouble finding more MR mods. Tino, I can use a URL, I just choose not to. Tino, I think I've got the link open here somewhere. Yes, I do. Fantabulous. If I just go to this. So if you're looking for MR mods, the database there aren't many. This is true, but MR is still kind of a... I want to say it's an underground mod, still, kind of. It's not, you know, used by a whole heap of people. Just yet. John Deere does sound really good. Do you want a link to it, Pedro? There is a non-MR version. I've just got the XML in for MR nuts. And you download MR from FSUK. You go to the Google Drive and download from there. Which I wonder if he's running out of bandwidth on his Google Drive at this point, because there's been so many people asking me and Landy for the link. James, honestly, Giants don't really need to do much. The other games, the other simulators, tend to ruin themselves. Just look at... oh, nuts. Just look at Real Farm and how that performed. Where's the... I do have a telehandler. It's down at field 53. Well, let's realism this up to here. See, Seasons is testing for Xbox and PlayStation. Oh, Seasons. Shanna Lancaster, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Looking jersey. The only thing that even, like, stands a chance of threatening Giants is gonna be cattle and crops. But, you guys don't know this, because I've done this very secretly. I've actually given... They made a mistake on the forum page. I was thinking that. And Axes, thank you very much for subscribing as well. MR isn't on the list anymore. I wouldn't be too surprised if that failed due to Giants getting confused by what it actually does. Or the fact that it's so all-encompassing. They might have been a bit intimidated. Yeah, what I never said to you guys, because I did this all in secret. I actually got 2 free keys for Cattle and Crops, and I gave it to 2 people that I thought deserved a little reward for all the help and the work they've done with me in the past. So The first key went to Fahy because he's been around since pretty much the start. And the second key went to Eddie just because I tease him so relentlessly, effectively. And he provides me with so much entertainment. Where to get MR? FSUK. There is a forum section for the more realistic mod on FSUK. You can download it from there. And Jarrell's trying to get it on Giants. Yeah, you gotta right click and hit download. When's Cat and Crops out? When it's ready, flat out. That's like all I can say, because their timeline is horrific. If I get a third free key, which I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if I did. They seem to like throwing keys at me. And Sim, for that matter. So you can complain to Sim just as much. If I get another free key, I will do a bit more of a public giveaway. The two that I gave away already were just kind of... These people, I think, deserve the game. Eddie for his YouTube channel, because I do like helping Eddie out when I can. And Fahy just because Spudnet. And I like watching him suffer trying to download something he wants. What is more basic mod like? What does it add or change to the day? It doesn't change anything about how the day works. First off, it changes basically all of the physics of Farm Sim. So we'll say if I were to put this into the ground, you can see. Actually, that's a really good example. If I just bounce the tractor up, you can see that it kind of bounces when it lands, and that's not something that happens by default. That's MR doing that. That's MR acting as if the tractor actually has a suspension and, you know, tires. That's another thing. Is like I don't think the open source mod will come for a while. I'm not defending them on the whole not having it available yet, but I don't think it's going to come for a while because they're changing like half the game with every update. They're changing so much that it would be pointless them giving out the open source right now, and making it open source right now, and then changing everything for the next patch, and everybody having to relearn. They did confirm that they're going to have modding tools. They did confirm quite a lot of things that other farm games coming out maybe didn't confirm and are refusing to. Looking at you, Pure Farming. Also, check out my realism. Rob, he doesn't know because there's no tools available for modding yet. That's something he can't possibly know until probably the game comes out, whether or not he's going to make maps for it. Is acceleration the same with MR? That's how I look. I'm going to say no because we're up to 21 and it kind of plateaus and we've hit into a gate. Cattle and crops will be insanely hard to mod. I guess that's what happens when you get scripters to make a game. They'll put in all of their fancy scripts, because like most of the Cattle and Crops guys are based in scripts. It's going to be script central, it's going to be amazing for scripts, but yeah, it's not probably going to be very good to mod for. At the moment there's no mod not support. And at the end of the day, it's going to be modder support that's going to possibly kill Cattle and Crops. If there's no support from modders and no mods, nobody's going to want to play because they'll be stuck with just the default equipment. Why only 2-ton bales? Because that's what the round baler puts out. I haven't even looked at the last couple of patches for Cattle and Crops, I'll be quite honest. Like, I think it's a game with a lot of promise, but I don't know if the competency's there in the actual making of the game. Too slow, only works with low poly, which takes some turns long to make. Yeah. You have news I might like to know. What is this news, Massey? Does this have front hydraulic? It does have front hydraulic. Why am I worrying about front hydraulic? I want to put a weight on the back of it. Actually, what I want to do next is I want to do some seeding. Or do I? That took about half an hour. We got about an hour. Let's actually do some spraying next. I think I've got a couple of fields that need spraying still. Hello, Eddie. Do I really like this repetitive music? It's background noise for me, honestly. I don't pay much attention to it. It shouldn't be repeating the same song, but in all honesty, the music is background noise. It's gonna be modern support that'll... There's music? Yes, Pedro, you're just deaf. Let's see how we do here with this reverse. That'll do. Let's get the sprayer, which should be over here somewhere. What is that HUD with the cruise control? That is the more realistic HUD, Pizza. Managed to fix West Coast with the tips I gave you. Awesome. This tractor should in theory be able to pull the sprayer. I don't know if it's going to actually be able to, but we'll find out. The thing people seem to forget about Farm Sim is that by and large, and I'm bound to trigger somebody by saying this, Farm Sim is an arcade game. It's not a simulator. Oziemart Hotel. It tells me how much wheel slip I've got and then fuel usage as well. So on the left of the MR, there's like a little wheel with some ground under it. That's wheel slippage. On the right is like a diameter icon. That is fuel usage. Heffernan, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. I need to double check. I think field 10 needs to be sprayed. It does. Fantastic. So we can start off spraying field 10. Yeah, Farm Sim's got such a wide appeal simply because it is an arcade game. It's like you get the idea that you're farming, but you're not doing it in any way realistically. You never do. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with them, Rob. But people seem to think Farm Sim is this uber realistic thing. Some people do, and it's the people that insist on all that realism all the time with the arcade physics that annoy me, because it's like, would you expect a phone to be able to run, you know, Skyrim? Which is probably a bad example, because knowing Bethesda, they're trying to bring Skyrim to phones. Would you expect a phone to be able to run what's a big new game? Star Wars Battlefront 2. Would you expect a phone to be able to run that? No. Because a phone isn't powerful enough. Would you expect Farm Sim to be able to run realism? No, because the physics engine just isn't there. By and large. Would I expect Farm Sim with MR to be able to run, you know, to be able to be realistic? Yes, because Durrell knows what he's doing with physics. The only game that's got a wide appeal that I would count as a proper simulator is, there's actually two, ETS and ATS. They are proper simulators, and just because it's trucking and it's relaxing, it's got very much mainstream appeal. It's not because it's a good game, which it, you know, very much is. It's because it's a relaxing game, and Farm Sim doesn't have that. Farm Sim is very repetitive. People don't tend to find it as fun. The mainstream appeal of farm sim comes from the arcade nonsense that you can do, where you fling tractors around and play sumo wrestling and whatever. Arma's in a different league, yes. Am I getting Star Wars Battlefront 2? Considering I've been boycotting EA for many, many years, no. Haven't bought a new EA game in, I wanna say like 7 years, maybe 8. It's just a company that I don't trust and really never have. And Battlefront 2 is kind of the epitome of what makes EA bad. Look forward to Italy DLC. I am as well, except it's going to break pro mods. Gonna be doing some more pro mods on Thursday, by the way. And the worst thing is the temporary, and it is temporary, removal of the microtransactions from Battlefront 2 isn't because of like the consumer backlash directly. It's because Disney had to get involved. EA didn't want to remove them. EA was perfectly happy keeping them in. Disney came in and said, no, 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 no. This ain't gonna stand. The mouse has put his foot down. The original Battlefront 2. Now, if you want a good Star Wars game that's multiplayer, get the original Battlefront 2. Hello, Tommy. Any crack, lad? Not a whole lot. Just playing some farm sim, enjoying my Tuesday. They'll turn them back on in a week's time or a month's time once, you know, any warranty or whatever is out the window. Incredible 2's coming out next year. Yes! Oh my god, I want to watch. I'm probably going to watch that. And Deadpool 2 is coming too. That's two good movies that I want to watch. And the new Star Wars, of course. So that's 3 movies coming in the next probably 12 or 24 months that I'm probably going to go see. Star Wars Battlefront VR looks amazing. Everything looks amazing in VR until you try it again, I think. Microtransactions are coming into PC games a lot now. Yeah, and have you noticed that I try and avoid games that have them? In fact, I've slowed down on the whole buying games thing because I'm not supporting that kind of practice. There's going to be another video games crash if they keep shoehorning microtransactions into games. So this is fine. This works fine on the back of the deer because it's... I guess it's because it's diluted. It goes 2 over the top in some cases. That's kind of the point. That's the whole point of Deadpool. Is it's a parody of comic book heroes involving a comic book hero. So if you say Deadpool's over the top, then you actually completely missed the joke. So that's the liquid fertilizer. I want to try out solid fertilizer as well. I think there's a lot more they need to do with FS19 than they did with 17. You're really disappointed with came out. I was quite happy with 17, but I do agree with you that there's a lot of stuff the Giants could do that they kind of either have taken off the table completely in the past, like dynamic terrain, which they claim can't be done in their engine, in which case get a new engine. I think new crops and new ways of farming are kind of going to be something that Giants should do. Because while Farm Sim's great, it's kind of boring having just bog standard combines. I think it'd be a lot more interesting if you could decide, you know, okay, today I'm going to do this kind of farming, or today I'm going to do this kind of farming, or today I'm going to do this. And be able to, you know, have a really huge array of equipment. As silly as it sounds, a huge array of equipment, just so you can change things up more. So this is tomorrow's video, by the way. Not the stream, but this field. This is going to be started this in tomorrow's video, and I spoke, or will speak, I'm not entirely sure what tense to use here, because I'm talking about something I did in the past, but it's coming to you guys in the future, about how seeding works in MR. Just pay attention to how slowly the seed is actually reducing in the seeder. It's one of the big things. Like, people think MR makes the game a lot more difficult. Look at how little seed I'm using. Compared to what you normally expect to see. It is hilariously tiny. Because I don't think Giants are ever going to do animals that are blatantly and obviously going to slaughter. Like the pigs, you could say you're selling them to private buyers for like waste disposal or something. Shouldn't I be using more? No, because if you think, Pedro, canola is hilariously tiny as a seed. So I would argue that the very, 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 very tiny amount of usage is actually probably about right. And keep in mind that the yield as a direct result of the tiny amount of usage is going to be tiny. Because of course MR does screw with the yields as well, and the harvesting speed. So it does, you know, changes up a whole huge bunch of the game. Hello, Magdalena. You know, Giants physics and stuff are great, but there's so much that Giants kind of missed out on that MR takes up. See you, Tommy. Hello, TechHub official. Do I have mods installed? Yes. In fact, the way this tractor's behaving right now is a mod. Also, does this look like Goldcrest to you? Or Sosnovka? Or El Planto del Farmo, whatever the platinum map is called, that is just a disappointment in my eyes. How old am I? How odd you dowing? I odd dowing, Gerd. I'm doing good, Magdalena. This is Sosnovka version 3.6257 and a half. As you can see, some things have changed. It's no longer Russian; it's a British map. No, I do have mods installed. In fact, the way the tractors behave, this is, you know, this is box standard equipment. This is the in-game Case Optum, the in-game Vaderstat Seeder, and the in-game Agco weight. And you can see that it's working a lot differently to what you'd expect. I've got my foot flat to the ground. We're only going 10 k's an hour because more realistic models have taken over. We're from Poland. Very nice. Carrots, onions, stuff like that. There's new crops. I'd like to see peas. Like, that'd be a cool crop to have. Because then you can get pea harvesters in and whatnot. And that'd be cool. And like vineyards for selling grapes and making grape juice, because Giants aren't going to have alcohol in the game. That would remove the Peggy 3. So West Coast is not. I do believe it might be West Coast. But is it the West Coast of Russia? Cotton? Landy was saying that. Like, so many mod maps have cotton, and that's one of the first things that comes in with multi-fruit. So maybe Giants should just throw it into the game. Should have had a new engine in 17. If 19 doesn't have one, then you'll have lost all faith in the company. Thing is, and this is kind of playing devil's advocate here, James. If Giants were to bring in a new engine and to change over from what I believe is a current Unity-based engine to something like Unreal 4 or Unreal 3 or Unreal 2 or whatever, every single mod and modder would have to relearn the new engine from scratch. And you'd be looking at 6 to 12 months with no mods. I gotta say, like, at minimum 3 months with no mods. Because all the mods that you know and love will have to be started completely from scratch to suit the new engine. That's why Giants aren't doing it. It's making things easier for modders, it's making things easier for them. Because with the new engine comes new bugs. And Giants seem to be struggling with the same ones on their current engine, so maybe it's for the best that they don't have a new one. Hello, Laundry Kid. You'd like for... Actually, yeah, use this for the milk other than just being sold off would be nice. James of the Realist, 25 kilo bag of rape will drove quite some acreage, whereas we drove 70 to 90 kilos per acre. Well, yeah, that's another thing, is Giant's engine works fine. I think it needs... I think one thing Giants do need to do that wouldn't ruin everything is potentially go through and get rid of the older code that's in there, because there is still stuff from FS09 and 11 and 13 and 15 that's just been disabled. I think if they went through and pruned the engine that they currently have and maybe did some upgrades to it while they were at it, then maybe they'd be a lot better off. Because one of the bigger issues with FarmSim right now is that it's still running, or still has in the game files, code from FS09. In fact, in the Trackat software, Trackat OpenTrack, it actually appears as Farmer Simulator 2009. Maybe they should kind of get rid of the old deadweight code and upgrade that, or update that, or just delete it entirely. How many fields have I got? A few. Bring back the old traffic. That'll be something I'd love to see. Is the old traffic with actual pathfinding coming back? Hello, Paul McMahon. Giants only... I thought Giants was closer to 100 at this point. I think in terms of what they could prioritize would be over time, not like, oh, everything needs to be fixed by FS19. Just kind of getting rid of some of the deadweight from the game. Some of the code that's just not necessary anymore. I'm sure there's still code to create windrows, which doesn't exist. It's only 30 people. Wow. I genuinely would have thought it was going to be a lot closer to 100 than it would be to, well, 0. See, then, can I show you the map? It's West Coast. So, there's the full PDA map. This is the updated version of West Coast, thanks to Bulletbill for being awesome. Will the game not be better in the long term for a new engine? No, it probably wouldn't, because the lack of mods would get people going away from the game. Hello, Master Chief. James, the way I'm going to put this to you, look at the amount of trouble that mods being on console has caused for modders, and the amount of headaches it's caused. Imagine that on steroids, because there are no mods for FarmSim anymore. Because Giants have introduced a new engine and the modders need to learn. The game would die in probably 2 months. The way that the engine currently is, yes, I think it could do with some massive improvements. I think the graphics could be made a bit less cartoony in places, but I think it's maybe a limitation there. Hello, Rocco de Benedetto. You got over 2,000 hours on the save. How many do I have? Coming up to 100, which for me is quite a lot. I think the game's dying now anyway. I think the popularity is kind of on the wane because...
Hello, Dave.
Well, it's actually at new levels of popularity. Master Chief, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy today. I think FarmSim isn't dying, it's just that it looks like it is because so many of the top kind of old blood modders have left. I think Farm Sim's kind of going to new strengths now. It's just that the modding community is a bit weaker than it has been at any point ever. Remember you, Barney? I do. Camera that show proper scales. Yeah, maybe they should just make the player model smaller. Like, that'd be a tiny tweak, but it would, because the player model currently is 6'4". Don't know if you guys knew that, but it is. Default player model for any game is 2 meters, which is about 6'4". Mike's kind of nailed it. Is the engine bad enough that it's driving people away? No. Still works. Why Giants don't do proper modding tutorials? I think, Brian, it's because they maybe don't understand how modding actually works. What change the new version of West Coast did I have? There's optimization changes. Those trees looked oddly 3D. Oh my god. I know they are 3D models of trees, but they looked like actually 3D there. There's optimization changes, optimization fixes. The BGA is fixed. What else was there? Sugarcane's been added. Because I was... Well, myself and Landy were cheeky and asked them to add it because we couldn't figure it out how. And I'm not looking forward to adding it to Donetsk when I get around to that, which will probably be one of my next tasks. And I can't remember what the other changes are because I have a terrible memory. There is another change planned, which is going to be the... a big texture change. All the texture is going to be changed to be more of a sandstone-y look. Is MR out? It's out on FSUK. Massey's just played with MR. You're never going to look back now, are you, Massey? Because, like, there's mods that make things feel different, and then there's MR. There's, like, you put MR and Seasons together, and I plan to. Spoiler alert. Do I think my map needs sugarcane? No. Do I think people will complain if it doesn't have it? Yes. What I've been up to today, I woke up, had breakfast, and started streaming. Yeah, I don't get... That's the thing, is like, people complain if a game is repetitive. You bought a farming simulator, for the love of God. The grinding in, we'll say, World of Warcraft is called farming for a reason. It's repetitive, it's boring, it's a good post on FSUK about it. I know how to do it because I was talking to Bill when he was doing it, and his headache was becoming my headache very quickly because I hadn't slept in over a day before while we were having this conversation. But like, I know how to do it. It's just gonna be a pain in the neck and other areas. Enjoy doing something every time. There are certain jobs that I find very relaxing, like seeding and mowing. I really like mowing. That's amazingly relaxing. You're never gonna go back. Never going back to MR or never turning back from MR, Massey? Because it's a real eye-opener to how... I'm gonna use the word bad here, but I don't think it's the right word. How bad the in-game physics actually are. Because you play MR and suddenly it's like, oh my god, this is suddenly believable. Hello, Boss Gamer. Seasons is good to spice things up a bit. Seasons and MR together is just like... I haven't done it yet, but I do plan on doing it, and I think I've decided on the map I'm going to do for that. I'm actually waiting on Landy to do something first, because it is originally his idea, and I'm shamelessly copying it with my own little spin that I know you guys will like. Because it's something that has proven popular in the past and will probably prove popular in the future. 1,467 straw bales, 1,800 odd grass bales, you're insane. Starting to get left behind what's possible in the gaming world. I don't think Farmson's getting left behind. I think it's just a case of modders maybe aren't able anymore to unlock the full potential. of what they can do, because maybe they're a bit newer than what they were. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it the terrain way. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, you know I was gonna copy you, Andy. That idea is just too good for me to not put my own spin on. Where did I get my driving license from? I don't have one. Is it important terrains this way? They could have done it in better ways. They could have just had it like add crop equals sugarcane. So let's eat some barley and see how quickly this thing empties. Yeah, this is emptying a lot faster now with barley. We're already after using 3 or 4 litres, so after using canola having very, very little usage. Yeah, Landy's kind of nailed. It's like the absolute best guys have left due to basically elements of the community being toxic. It comes down to that. Is the toxic elements of the community are chasing people away, and there's very little Giants can do to fix that. There's almost nothing Giants can do to resolve that issue. Try plowing a 75-acre field in real life. Yeah. With a 3-meter plow. Well, I know most of the fields in Ireland are done with 4 furrows, which is 1.2 meters roughly. And more realistic is not happy with this hill. Let's get the diff locks on. We might be able to get up this hill. Everybody is toxic in the Overwatch community. The Overwatch community doesn't have mods though. Like, the only people suffering from the Overwatch community are the Overwatch community themselves, because they're being idiots. And Blizzard. It's usually 4 or 5 furrows, Fahy, around here anyway. Got a Massey to power the cedar. I'm wondering if the 8000 might be better on this. But it's just a case of trying to get the momentum for that hill. I don't know how I'm going to see the rest of this field because there's hills everywhere. If we lost it, it would make a difference now. I think kind of modding in their old form is a big loss. But other than that, yeah. There's no... Apart from, like, taking out people who have left for life reasons. Which I guess NA modding is that. There's really nobody is, like... The top guys are going to stay the top guys. Zentro's kind of half quit for life reasons. Most of the people who have left that would be making a difference now left because they got bored of the game. And I'm modding kind of left for life reasons though, Landy, it's not community. Although technically NM modding is still a thing because the major muck spreader that came out is NM modding. BM haven't gone corporate. And I'm still in 2 minds about that damn DLC. I think it's ridiculously overpriced. I don't think there's all that much in there that's gonna be game-changingly new. And at the same time, I still kind of want it because I don't know. I guess it's my completionist streak. Tomex 55. Hate to break it to you, Martin, but being completely honest, and I mean no disrespect to him here, Tom's not as good as people think he is. Ego was okay. Chris 7710 was good in FS13, but never really improved in 15. In fact, all those maps in 15 were done to 13 standards. So yeah, Zentro's kind of still around, but he's taking very much a backseat compared to where he was. Black Sheep modding is doing quite well. Black Sheep is more quality over quantity over quality, though. I hate to say that, but you know, it's kind of what he's been doing is. Wait, has he officially left NI, Bill? Because myself and Landy were wondering that for the last few weeks. Has Peter J actually left NI? How are we now, Chris? That Nazo was one of the best of FS15. It was the layout of Nazo was really good. the layout of Nazo was really good. I'm not gonna knock the layout, but Tom kind of falls down when it comes to doing technical stuff. Like when he came to scripting for Nasal Extended, there were so many problems with that map. Like, he's good at, much like Lancey Boy, and I'm gonna say it very openly and honestly. Lancey Boy's great at making terrain. He's great at making believable terrain, but as soon as you get something technical into his hands and give him something technical to do, he will just fall flat on his face. Like, straight away. Selby and Upton show his terrain. And he does have a few issues with terrain as well. Peter J told you himself 4 months ago. Wow! Well, that answers all the questions we had about that. Because I've been wondering, like, because he's still listed as an NI modding member on FSUK. He has to be removed from the NI modding group in FSUK. Ah! That answers so many questions. The next question, of course, is when is that 135 coming? Because I want it so badly. Hello, George. I wouldn't have had that MP, yeah, but at the same time, like Naveswell, I do like Naveswell. It's just that the technical stuff on it kind of was a bit flat. Pinocchio must go. Literally, I've been saying this for months. If you put enough time into a map, you can get it up to whatever standard you want it to get to. Maybe not Oakfield standard, because that's a bit insane, but I think anybody can honestly make a map. He did not cancel the 135 Glengar. I should ban you for that. Are you talking about the Massey's build? They had permission, from what I understand, they had permission from Matt, but I could be wrong. Unless there's something else that I don't know about. Glengar Boy was banned by Landy Kid. Oh dear, am I gonna have to? Oh good, thank you, Landy. When's Oakville coming? When it's ready. Fun fact, Landy actually wants the 135 as well. Who's making 135? Peter J. Joke bands, best bands. Hello, Andrew. I think like half the community wants the 135 just because when does this come out? When it's ready, honestly, like I'm working on videos. I got tomorrow's video ready. I don't have anything for Friday just yet. I'll record that probably tomorrow. I'll probably do some recording tonight, but the bulk of tomorrow's video, or Friday's video, I'll probably record tomorrow. When I get a bunch of work done on Donetsk over the next couple of days, and play a bit of KSP, because I'm finally getting to the hang of designing actual rockets in KSP. And designing rockets based off the Titan II last night. And there's one that's going up, well, that I've designed but not tested, so this could end well. That is a Titan II with Titan IIs as booster stages for the Titan II to Titan II into the Titan II. When does Tailworth come out? When the yeah. It wasn't just the bonnet, Bill. Myself, Sim, and Landy were looking in detail at that. It was the entire damn tractor. It was the entire tractor model. So now, granted, I do believe it was actually a former member of Black Sheep did that, and got kicked out of the team. So now it's just one dude. But like, come on. Did he really think he was going to get away with it? Did they really think they were going to get away with that nonsense? And the amount of stuff from the mod contest as well that was just stolen. Oh my god. Like Landy's saying, there was, to my understanding, permission, but not as part of the contest, because number one, it was outside the rules, and number two, well, Matt was in the contest too. Well, why would he give one of his rivals permission to do something that would rival him? Using, well, as in effect, his mod. There we go. We are talking about Black Sheep Drum Lover. By the way, this is how to talk about controversies correctly. Is just, if you're gonna get annoyed at something, give reasons. And work out the logic of both sides. Because Black Sheep just wanted to save some time on modeling. But I have to say, I don't like the way Black Sheep are going with mods. It's a slippery slope, and while it's, you know, his business and not mine, what's to say Giants won't turn around tomorrow and say, hey, we're going to stop giving money to modders, and that's him essentially out of a job. That's him with no money. I run the same risk with YouTube. That's why I got Patreon and stuff like that, and a Twitch backup just in case. You have it converted with Sims Worn textures on it. Very nice. I miss Sims Pink Massey that he gave me. That was kind of adorable. The deep hair looks good. The textures I don't like. I don't know why. I just think Black Sheep kind of fall flat on the textures with the leap hair. Is he doing modding full time? Yeah, pizza. That's why he's got the quantity over quality modding ethos that he's had for a little while now. Which, you know, fair play to him for making a job out of his hobby. That I applaud that. It's what YouTubers try to do as well. I think it's maybe a bad idea. It's a very risky decision to make. Welcome back, Shanna. Of course, on the flip side, he could always get a job with Giants. and end up turning his hobby into a proper job with a company that's not gonna maybe turn around in 10 minutes and say, "No, we're gonna stop this silly profit sharing thing because it's losing us money." Again with the let's just turn GPS off because I'm having more problems with GPS and spending more time fixing GPS than I am actually doing work. The only one who's rushed out was the Massey Pack, and that was on account of the mod contest. True, but there are so many of his mods that would be so much better with scripts. And because he wants it all to be on console and doesn't want to put in the extra bit of effort to spend maybe a couple of hours putting scripts in, coding that in, and then releasing a separate PC version, he's just kind of going, you know, mod, when he could improve his mods so much by throwing, you know, a couple of little scripts in. With console they've got more money than they know what to do with. He's got the most downloads of any modder on ModHub. He's probably also got the most mods of any modder on ModHub, though. Well, that BJR's John Deere Baler from FS13 was talking about the stream the other day. Was it the 864? The one with the bale, like the net wrap and the varial sizes. It was fantastic. I think it was BJR's actually, yeah. Where you can see the actual downloads of mod. You can't. It's up to the modder to release numbers if they want to. Because it's all on the modder's side. Giants probably see the numbers too. Yeah, but Black Sheep's texturing is poor compared to Giant standards, and I'm going to be very blunt here. ARM Teams is non-existent compared to Giant standards or Matt's standards. Black Sheep or ARM Team, I hate to say this, it really seems like they do the laziest converts they possibly can. Because there's so much they could do to the stuff that they're converting, in terms of fixing textures and fixing little issues that were always there. And they just don't. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. Is Andy streaming tonight? I believe so. If he is, he's probably not here. Probably setting up. CD yeah, it's CD. Brian, you're doing very well. Indeed. But the thing is, Brian brings out quality mods. ARM Team still picks it. They use FS13 textures still, and FS11 textures in some cases. Like, that's not really converting the mod to your own standards, that's just making a half-assed conversion attempt. Giving up and then saying, hey, we'll see if Giants will accept this. Hello, Alexander. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. I forgot to say that the entire stream. Fast and quality. Yes, pizza. Then again, he does have the best testers. Some of their FS11 stuff as well, though. But yeah, it's just kind of direct converts with no upgrades at all. And it's a shame, because like back in FS13, ARM Team were one of the best teams. And now it's a case of ARM Team is kind of a byword for lazy converts by a formerly good mod team. They've fallen from grace in a really big way. I'm not saying their mods are bad or they're a bad team, it's just they don't seem to want to put in the effort anymore. Tommy Boy 8530, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Badass. Hope you enjoy your stay. The West Traders. What's worse about the West Traders? I think it's one guy. Is it? Okay. The worst thing I find about the West Traders, I think I've got them installed in here still, because I want to show this off. I do. I genuinely bought this just to show it off. Probably a mistake to use the actual money. I should have done creative money, but oh well. Let's just zip over to the shop to demonstrate the big issue I have with these, and it is a big issue. It looks like a small detail thing, but it's kind of indicative of the bigger issues. If I go up here, you can see. Let's see if I can get a good angle so that you can actually see this correctly. But would be better on the back here. Yeah, you can see the white edges here. This is just laziness. That's really easy to fix. The mesh, and it's just not been done. You know, this. You see something like that, you kind of know that there's. Are these even giant tires, or are they direct rips of the old tires that were on it before? They're not even giant tires. And like it's a shame to see a mod team that I used to really like. I used to look forward to new stuff from ARM. And it's just kind of a case of, do I even need to bother now? Because the quality is so low from them. And it sucks to have to say that. Don't even unload properly, the chaff goes out 25 litres per tip. Some traders have that issue. That armor French. No, the A. I think it stands for Acropolis Racing and Modding. Why did I do that? How did I do that? Okay, that's how I did that. Hello, Ollie. But I'm not gonna hate on them. I think if you put more, yeah, ARM Team is Greek. Have I seen the Roland trailer pack? If that's by ARM Team, honestly, I'm not really bothering anymore. Do I play multiplayer? No. I used to, but I don't anymore. I don't really. It just gives me a headache. Like, I'd love to say that I do, and I love playing with you guys, but it gives me a headache. See you, Michael. By the way, guys, could you let me know if and when Landy's on countdown? Because I want to send you guys over there. Don't have any video from today, so just send you guys straight over to Landy. Give him a little boost. Is it one on Mod Hoster? No, the ARM Team only upload to the Mod Hub now, because money, effectively. Landy's on countdown now. Oh, is he? Okay. In which case, assuming Michael's not lying, I'm gonna just wait for somebody else to say it, just to be 100% sure. But yeah, mods, you don't need to link any videos, just link to... Andy's live now, good. Brian Strayers and Bales Marston's, absolutely. What map is Landy on? I don't know, he's live now though, so check him out. I'm actually completely in agreement with Fahy. The Marstons are one of my favourite trainers. Just how to get speed about mod is creator tools. But that is going to do it for today, guys. He's on Cobra. Landy's on Cobra Park Farm right now. Go over and check him out over Atlandy, Fagan, Bill, and whoever else wants to can just throw the link into chat. I will leave you guys by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on the West Coast. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.
Show you, wanna let you loose inside my brain.